And once again, they're giving the ball away on the far side. Ben White and Saka couldn't combine well enough. Saka has surely then fouled McNeil there, not given, and Arsenal keep on going. And Trossard is shooting, but Trossard, well, that's a poor effort from him. It's into the stand behind Pickford's goal, trying to chip it in the top corner.
Yeah, David Cooch getting some stick because it looked like a foul, didn't it? An obvious foul on McNeil by Saka, right on the touchline. As the ball eventually gets across the field to Trossard, does make the most of an opportunity.
Well, I think everyone stopped there, or at least I did for a few seconds, because it was so obviously a foul.
Clear foul. There's been a few questionable decisions, hasn't there?
Well, and, you know, they try and let it go. They try and let it go these days, and try and let the game flow a bit more. And I think it has brought a lot of positives. But a foul's a foul, you know.
Yeah, that couldn't have been more clear. And it was right under the eyes of the assistant referee.
Good play there by Vieira under pressure to get away from a couple of people. Jorginho as well in this very close central midfield. They're working away well, Arsenal, when they get up towards the halfway, but the pass again from Ben White is poor. He's not in a good game today, Ben White, and Tarkowski steps out to win it back for Everton. Left to McNeil, who takes White on the outside. He's had the pace of him all day, and once again they want a corner, and that is exactly what they've got from the early cross from McNeil on Ben White.
It's like a reborn Dwight McNeil, isn't it? I mean, I've not seen this from him at all. In fact, when he was at Burnley, he was rarely having this much impression in the game.
Corner kick on the attacking left hand side for Everton. It was from the Ricker. Saka tries to defend the ball out for a throw, which he has, and a fan has then thrown the ball away from Bukayo Saka as he tried to retrieve it from the fans over there. Just upsetting the Arsenal rhythm. Once again, Everton, the supporters playing their part. Throw in into Jorginho is intercepted by an Everton leg. Goes for another throw in. Arsenal going to be set to make another change here. It looks like Tomiyasu is about to come on. I'd be amazed if it wasn't for Ben White. Throwing into Nketiah. That's a foul by Eddie Nketiah. That's poor from the Arsenal striker, who's been largely anonymous today. And that's a free kick which goes Everton's way.
Yeah, he's been quiet, hasn't he, Nketiah, and you expect to see a lot more of him and get an opportunity. I don't think he's had a chance on goal today. And you're right, Ben White is making way for Tomiyasu.
Poor today, Ben White, I think. I'm surprised it's taken this long for this to happen. I mean, look, he isn't a right back. He's played it all season, but he's not a right back, and I think today that's been quite evident.
In the second half,
Tomiyasu is on himself is a bit of a kind of versatile across the backline sort of player. I think it's probably his strongest position, but maybe just fresh legs against McNeil. There's 5 minutes remaining, folks. We're at Everton 1, Arsenal 0 here on Premier League Live. As it stands, Everton are moving out the relegation zone, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are dropping in, and they are involved in our next feature match here, up against Liverpool. Tim Long, Kevin Watson, your commentary team for that. And they take over in about 15 minutes from now as Jordan Pickford gets a yellow card for time wasting on this goal kick, which in itself wastes more of our time.
Yeah, it frustrates me. I mean, Jordan Pickford, how many games has he played? He knows he's stepping over the line. And does he have to be doing that?
Well, I doubt he cares if Everton go on to win this game. That's more flow disrupted. He's had the ball now for about 40 seconds.
Yeah, but it niggles the referee, and the referee sometimes get a mindset on little things like that.
Goal kick over everyone's head. Tomiyasu's first touch will touch it back to Ramsdale. That would have been going in there. Ramsdale has dealt with it well. Under pressure, clears it long. Trossard's not going to get that. And it's out of play into touch. They've really lost something since Martinelli's gone off here, I think, Arsenal.
I do. The substitutions haven't worked. If you're scrutinising it, you'd have to say Arteta's made an error of judgment there.
Losing Thomas Partey as well, which may have been a fitness issue, has been a big blow as well. Coleman's throw, Zinchenko away. Xhaka heads it back now to Saliba and Gabriel, with an increasingly desperate looking Arsenal on the ball. Jorginho on debut carries up towards the centre circle, chips it left in towards Trossard, to trying to hold him up, fires one into Nketiah, couldn't do much with that. Just Sagana brings it away. Challenged by Nketiah, throw into Everton.
He's been everywhere, Idrissa Gana, hasn't he? He's won the ball back so many times. I'd love to see his statistics after the game, but he's been a key element in the midfield. Again, one of the best games I've seen him have this season.
The annual new manager bounce once again working for Everton. Another new manager in, another potential relegation battle, another performance that nobody would have seen coming before the old boss got the elbow. Ball goes into the stand here on the sideline, and Zinchenko waiting for the fans to give it back to him and saying to the referee, make sure you add this on, which I'm sure he will. Ball is now back in play. We've got 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Tomiyasu down the line, 1-0 to Everton for those just joining us. Tarkowski's header on 60, first goal in the league for Everton. Left to Trossard, he's running in field, finds a ball into Tomiyasu, not easy to control, but he's done well. And it's on to Bukayo Saka, further on to Vieira, cuts it back Vieira, that'll be a corner on the right hand side to Arsenal. Fabio Vieira was blocked by that man again, Idrissa Gana, almost like the old Idrissa Gana today.
Yeah, very much so.
Has struggled since returning to the Premier League from Liga. Such an important player for them before his departure. Corner Arsenal here, 90 seconds of normal time remaining. Big moment this. Saka's delivery towards the 6-yard box, away by Tarkowski, further away by Coleman, loops it long, pulled down by Vieira. Done really well there, Fabio Vieira, back to the goalkeeper Ramsdale, right-footed long, away by Mikalenko, into touch. Sean Dyche lets it run across his body, but it's picked up by a member of the Arsenal staff just behind the Everton boss. We're hearing there's going to be 6 additional minutes at the end of this game. We've got a minute to go of normal time here, so 7 to endure as Zinchenko takes a shot from a long way out, and it's wide.
Yeah, that was optimistic, wasn't it? Never really threatened the goal.
Shows where Arsenal are, though. The ideas aren't there.
Yeah. Everton's organisation, they've never really been pulled apart by Arsenal. Arsenal's breaks have generally come through diagonal balls and switching play, and that's down to the midfield being really tight and compact. Tarkowski and Cody have stayed very, very close together during the whole match as well.
A day that began with the "We want the board out" chant is currently ending with a "We love you Everton" chant. I say it all the time, but it really is a funny old game, isn't it? Wins change everything. They always have, they always will. At the moment, Everton are on the verge of one. Haven't got it yet. Only would be their 4th of the season if it comes. 1st and 11 if it comes. Saliba, forward, away by Tarkowski's head. And Nana brings it down, who's been magnificent today in midfield. He's now driving forward, but his touch was too heavy, and Saliba can win it back. He's chasing him down now, and Nana goes to ground with a sliding challenge and wins the ball back as well. And he's run a throw for his team as well. And there's a big reaction to those Everton fans as well. Gets them up off their seats.
Fabulous play there from Onana. He took the responsibility. Firstly, good skill to turn in his own half, and then to take on the Arsenal defence down the left flank. Kind of half lost it, but chased it down again. He won a throw in the end.
Now Mikalenko wants the corner. He hasn't won it. He's chipped it straight into touch. Confirmation 6 minutes have been added on. And Arsenal try and get things moving with Zinchenko carrying towards the halfway line. Still a long way to go here, but Arsenal do not look likely, I've got to say. Saka picked it up by the corner flag, and he's won a corner for his team just about. Mikalenko, who stuck to him like glue today, has got a little challenge in there.
Well, can Everton stay calm in these frantic moments towards the end of the game, because Arsenal are piling the pressure.
Saka is over it. Almost everyone is in the Everton penalty area here from both teams. Currently a corner that separates the two, and it's on the edge to Zinchenko! Volleys over the top. It was Brighton alert from Arsenal there. Saka into Zinchenko, was allowed to let it bounce twice, but he's got 2 underneath it.
Yeah, Everton just let him go free at the edge of the box. Didn't really see that as a possibility. Saka picks out Zinchenko, literally on the 18-yard line, gets under it.
Well, a bit of ingenuity from Arsenal, which maybe is what is required here, but didn't work that time. I'm not too sure what else they've got. That will be a concern for Mikel Arteta, whose substitutions have not quite worked. And won the ball back again though. There is still time for Arsenal to salvage a draw from this game. Oh, Zinchenko, terrible ball cross field, under hit. One back by McNeil on the halfway line, who tries to drive forward, loses out to the two players on him. Once again, Onana pressing to try and win it back immediately, can't do so. Left to Trossard, two players on him. Poked in field, one back by Garner, one back by Decore. Good play by Trossard, but it's nutmeg Xhaka. And now Trossard has committed a foul. And the Everton midfield, once again, the dominant force in the game.
Yeah, Garner again very much involved in winning the ball back. He wins the foul there. It's definitely a contender for man of the match in my regard, in my book.
Well, there's three pretty obvious candidates, aren't there, in Everton shirt today. One is Garner, who's down, one is Onana, and one is Decore. Bit of a 4-5-1, 4-4-2. Decore maybe a bit more advanced, but the three of them right now playing against Fabio Vieira and Jorginho, I think they'd like those odds.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So that change in midfield for Arsenal has not really helped them at all. It's been consistent from the Everton midfield. You can't say that about many performances this season.
On the verge of victory at Goodison Park as Jordan Pickford blasts the ball long. One by Zinchenko. Free kick going the way, I was going to say, of Everton here. It seemed like a free kick, but it's actually gone for a throw. I thought that was a foul by Gabriel. He and Decore were battling for a loose ball.
The referee's actually given a throw in. There's two balls on the field, there's confusion everywhere.
Yeah,
I also think it's a free kick.
There's been one. Jorginho's laid that pass too short now, and it's not going to go into touch. And now Ramsdale's got to chase it to knock it into touch before they can get on with it, which they now have. Maupay then does his best to kick Zinchenko. Oh, and now Zinchenko has rather stamped on Neal Maupay. Maupay has then brought him down. Zinchenko has been drawn into it here by Neal Maupay, who absolutely loves it. Laughing at Zinchenko, laughing at the assistant. And Arsenal, well, on the verge of losing, and they're going to lose. They've been no good today by their own standards, and Everton are ditching their way to victory.
Well, that's an ugly half ball, let's say, going on down there. Arsenal players mixing with the Everton players. Started with Zinchenko and Maupay.
Well, Maupay took a swipe at him and it's gone, and then Zinchenko tries to stamp on him and Maupay sort of drags him down afterwards. I mean, I actually think it's probably a foul by Neal Maupay, but he doesn't care about that. He'd stop the attack. That was the idea. Zinchenko then gets in his face while he's on the ground. I think we'll probably just get on with it, won't we?
Yeah, very messy.
Well, Maupay got what he wanted. It's Neal Maupay who's getting yellow carded, quite rightly, I would say. He thinks he's done a good job on Zinchenko, which he did if the goal was to stop the play, but not if he was trying to get him carded. And now it's an Arsenal free kick. 3 yards inside their own half, and everyone's in the Everton half apart from this man Ramsdale, who'll take it. It's long, it's towards the penalty area. It's won by Tarkowski, as I think many of you would have predicted. Picked up by Vieira, infield to Saka. Seconds remaining here. We're over 6 minutes, but there will be more added on thanks to that brawl. Vieira's pass is poor. Maupay has won it back. Tomiyasu has probably that.
Yeah, and Everton have not really been that pressurised by Arsenal, have they, in the second half? I suppose they did score. Everton scored at a really good time. Still 30 minutes to go in the game, but they've held on really well. Sean Dyche will be delighted with what he's seen.
Yeah. It is about as Sean Dyche as it gets at Goodison Park. It looked like a good fit. They were doing whatever they could to not hire Sean Dyche for some reason. The right man at the right time, maybe at the right club, about to deliver 3 points and about to get them out of the relegation zone. in his first game in charge, for now at least. Fired long towards Onana, who can't control it, and it's a goal kick, and we've no idea how long is to be played from this point. We're into 97. There is no more to be played. It's victory for Everton. It's victory for Dyche. They're out the bottom three. Trevor Stephen, final thoughts.
Incredible result for Everton. No one saw this coming. The quality performance was there. The organisation was there. Everton are out of the relegation zone. Fantastic news for Evertonians.
One goal in it. It was the Burnley connection. McNeil to Tarkowski, and Sean Dyche is the latest Toffees manager to get that new bounce and that 3 points feeling. They're out the bottom three, and we're out of time. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Previously on White and Jordan.
Well, we didn't budget for this money. Surely we want to give it to our lesser cousins. Yes, and the moon's made of cheese, right?
Clash of